Are any members using crystals in their systems? If so, how are you using them to get good results?
Like, aren't crystals are just like universally known as bullshit in every sense. So I don't know if they are in this sense, but every time I hear like, oh man, you need to add some crystals to make this audio, I just think like this sounds so bullshit.
Well, it's the same. They say it changes negative ions in some way, just like the stickers did, and just like Himalayan sea salt, those lamps are, they like change the ions in the room, and that's supposed to be good for you, but you don't really know what that
that's
means.
the direction they're going. Okay, because in electrical engineering, you use quartz crystals in circuits sometimes for like timing of waves, and that matters. But it's like as a component in the circuit. Putting them around the board shouldn't matter at all because they're not connected to anything. But like, I thought that they were maybe saying that they like absorbed like electromagnetic interference or something, but they're just saying like the vibes, like the ions of the air.
So they're not connected to anything. You're just putting there in the aura. Their aura is just sort of.
Yeah, the guy says, on a more serious note, I think there's something to this crystal subject. I believe I have a pair of integrated circuits that have microcrystals in its outer cover. A few power distributors also contain crystals. Worthy of more study, in my opinion.
It's like not looking into the science behind it or like how the engineering works or what crystals
but it's
do
worthy to be looked into. Definitely not by me, but
someone should look into this stuff that people have been using for decades to make circuits.
Well, the guy goes, I have played around with crystals in the past and never found them to do anything. And then he signed Alan. So he did put his name at the end of it.
So he's very old.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah. And then another guy replies and he goes, I once knew a gal named Crystal, had good results. And then the original poster now responds. He goes, for those who are interested, you can experiment with various kinds of crystals to see if they improve sound quality. It seems there is also quite a lot of interest here in digression and mockery. Figures.
Whoa, what? Because one person said that they knew a girl named Crystal?
He was making a boning joke.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like denigrating the original post or anything.
A little defensive here.
Yeah.
You treat these things seriously. You can't, like, if somebody asked you what you think of crystals, you can't say, I think they're silly. You have to be like,
but he didn't even say that. That person didn't say that, Brian. They just said that they met a girl named Crystal. Good results. And it was just a joke they were making. And this person's like, this is not the place for that.
I did find the black body.
Did the poster?
Sorry. No, you go.
Did the poster specify how he was experimenting with the crystals?
No, he just said crystals. I think it really is just setting them on top of your thing. Because there are also they're like wood blocks that you're supposed to sit on top of it that can also make a difference. Or there is the black body ambient field conditioner. And it costs $1,400. And in short, it's a box which has been painted black. That's it. Apparently, black absorbs radiation from the air and makes your music sound better. You don't even plug it in. Why? Because it's just a fucking box. And I'm going to show you.
So that's not like the ad for it, right? That's someone.
No, that's a guy goofing, right? Yeah, this is what it is. And you sort of just set it down on your instrument. You can see some uses of it right here. They used it.
Can you click it? Can you click it so I can see what the image looks like?
Yeah, they just sit.
So it's just like it looks like just like a little button or something, like a little like a button on a shirt, you know.
It looks like a stainless steel bullseye.
Yeah, it looks very small.
It's like the size of like a button on your shirt.
It is not connected to anything.
Just sits there on a piece of plastic.
Yeah. It does.
And one of those costs $1,400.
Yes, one of these costs $1,400, but it probably makes everything sound like
so good, right?
Better. Yeah. $1,600 better.
Sure.
So a lot of this is like really like there's like people who have sort of zeroed in on this and they're just ripping people off using all this like fake sort of language. That's what I'm kind of getting from this, because
yeah.
this
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like, I don't know, again. And it seems like you're saying crystals are used internally in the components for things, but they seem to be trying to take that and bring it externally, and
Right, like
you don't think that would actually help.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
This is the Audio Magic CE generator. It's a
Look
set
at
of
that.
3, and it's got better imaging, details, and dynamics. It's only $400.
That is
Okay.
it's only $400.
It's a bargain.
It looks like a black croissant.
Yes,
Yeah, it looks
does.
like a
It does.
donut
Like
kind of,
like
yeah.
a bundt cake almost.
Yeah, exactly. And
Because-
what does it do? What is it? What is it?
Well, as we all know, noise is getting worse and worse each year, and it could be bad for your audio.
Wait, what? Why? How come it is?
I didn't know this.
I thought
something
it's
I
getting
didn't know.
better. I thought they were like coming up with like improvements in it.
Yeah, we're using crystals. We're all into all kinds of stuff to get rid of the noise. It could be bad for your audio system as well as your health. Audio Magic's new generators are passive devices which you simply set on top of equipment, speakers, breaker boxes, anywhere EMI/RFI is a problem, which is everywhere. So you're going to need a lot of these.
You're gonna need to buy. Oh, so that's how they only cost 400, but you need like 20 of them.
They have to be everywhere, Chris.
Yeah, you have to have one on you as well at all times.
You definitely
See-
need to put a couple on your phone for sure.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
that's emitting all kinds of stuff. You don't
Well, he
want.
says the CE generator simply absorb bad energy and convert it to good energy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, hang on a second. I can get behind that. I've always been a big opponent of bad energy and a huge proponent of good energy. So
I like
the idea of taking bad energy, one of my least favorite things, and turning it into good energy, which I love. That's actually got some appeal for me.
It's pretty
You got
cool.
$400, right?
I do have $400.
You need more than one though.
I have, yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
want
could,
you moving them around either, Chris.
I could put a
So-
couple on a credit card. You know what I mean?
They take all of these. So many
Florida.
all of those credit cards.
Well, I probably want to put this on a credit card, and then I also want to put this on the credit card, literally,
Right,
to
'Cause
make
that
sure
has near field communication,
Of
and you don't want
course.
that near your music either.
of course.
But it goes, you will feel better and your stereo system will sound a lot better with better imaging, details, dynamics, and simply just sound a lot more realistic. So
You don't want your sound sounding fake.
it's exactly what I was thinking as I read this. It just to me is so funny that these people, it's not all of them. It is a minority of the people that are involved. The rest of the people call it snake oil. And you can, if you ever really want to have fun, you go to r/audiophile and then search snake oil, and they have a huge thread of these things.
Yeah.
And there are inevitably somebody's making money off of these things. So it does work on some people. I learned about knob wobble too. Where
I'm sure you did.
I learned about that on the first episode. But knob wobble is when the knobs that you put wooden knobs on your stereo so that they don't wiggle and fuck with the sound. Because when the knobs are
Wait.
wobbling, you can hear that vibrating through into the CD that you're listening to or the record. So you definitely want to get new knobs, and those generally they're going to run you about $400, $500, $600 a piece.
Just a wooden knob.
Wait, I don't understand. The premise here is that putting more knob on the potentiometer would stop the potentiometer from moving more.
Well, because it's got the wood knob on there. It's got the
got the wood.
reinforced with the wood, and it's got the thing that. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm not really sure this one is fully above board.
I gotta say though, we're about done here, but I will say this: that like, a couple of 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, when the vaccine came out, people were like, I'm going to do my own research. And we all knew they were stupid and they weren't actually doing their own research, but they would come back with some sort of research. And I think looking at audiophiles really showed me what those people were doing. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, like if I don't know what I'm talking about, I just know that you can't set a crystal on top of something and it makes things sound better, or you can't put a wood knob on something. I just know that isn't, there's not a part of the room where you can set a little, there's not a thing where if you get too much noise on your speakers, if they touch the carpet, so you buy these little stilts to put your speaker cables on, so they don't touch the floor or the carpet, because that messes with your sound. Like, I know none of that works. I couldn't explain to you how anything actually works.
But it's common sense.
Yes, but you could spend time and you could see yourself in a conversation like this. And I'm generally polite. I don't want to make fun of somebody to their face, but I do know that my brother-in-law believes that the earth is flat. And I've been in conversations with him where I've tried to sort of gently push back, and he just would get more and more agitated and angry, to the point now where he doesn't even like me, he hates me. I don't even know what I'm talking.
He doesn't believe the world is flat like it is.
Yes. So like, it is a thing where these guys probably do say this stuff to people, but also get increasingly more agitated when they say it doesn't make sense to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just, people are being generally nice and kind of just letting these people go, and they have developed their own version of science, and it seems to be working.
You guys heard it here. You heard it here first. Bryan is saying that audiophiles, anyone who is an audiophile, if you're listening to this, you're basically the same as a flat earther.
Flat earther.
No, I'm saying you're more like Einstein.
Because you're doing the research.
You're doing the research. I'm just saying that there's research out there, and if you say matrix, or if you say, like, if there are words like ion and matrix and stuff like that, where if somebody says that to me, I just have to take it, because I don't fucking know anything about ions or matrices. You know what I mean?
Like matrix number? You mean the matrix number?
Yeah, but that one, even I'm talking about like the ions or the electromagnetic pulse, or the like stuff like, I don't know what any of that is. I went to college for fucking sociology, and I'm incredibly stupid. So like, I will not believe this, but that's out of a stubbornness. It's not out of an intelligence, you know?
What I think is so interesting is that this community has, I feel like, just as many people who are like, no, not that stuff.
Yeah.
But even they are like, but I need to spend $20,000 on an amplifier. Like, they like, because a lot of these people probably are engineers or work in audio to a certain extent. You don't really get to this point with, like, I don't know, maybe some of them are like, what kind of job can you have where you
seem to sell hi-fi equipment?
Right. Like, they kind of are already in that world, and they're kind of chasing this dragon of like, I think I could make it sound a little better. And it's just like a kind of a silly hobby for them, for like the most realistic ones of them. But then they're like lumped together, and they hate it. They hate that they're lumped together with these people who are like, put crystals on top of your amp. And they're like, no, that's not doing anything for me.
I would hate that too, though. I would
too.
I remember that, you know, the anarchist thing, there would be people that would say the most wild shit in the world. And I'm like, well, I'm not that kind of dude. I'm a different kind that isn't like that. You know what I mean?
I've been noticing recently, especially within the past 2 years, like more insane freaks are calling themselves Marxists.
Yes.
Online, like way more than in like 2016. Just people saying way out of left or right field or wherever, just like crazy shit about the innocuous stuff is fascist, and it's because I'm a Marxist that I'm right. And I'm just like, please stop saying that. They should have never taught you people that word.
I want to tell people I'm a Marxist.
Yeah, exactly.
It is, and
nothing is safe.
It's people being nice and people. Like you gotta feel sorry for somebody too that spent $1,000 on one leg to hold their speaker up.
You have
know,
to
to
justify it to yourself.
Yeah. And I feel bad for them. I kind of actually feel bad for the ones
Yeah.
that fall for this stuff. But then again, it's like they just have so much money.
Yeah, I think they're all super rich. I would feel for someone if they're like spending money that they need for other stuff on this. That would make me feel bad if they've like been duped or something. But I just don't think that many of like those types of people exist, you know?
I don't think so. It's not something you really get into as a hobby unless you kind of have some cash lying around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would have to. Yeah, you definitely would have to have some money around. Like I said, like when you look at the cheapest setups, you're looking at like $15,000. Those
Yeah.
were like the cheapest setups that I saw, and you know they might as well have been broke motherfuckers because everybody else was like, well, you know, mine's 25,000.
Yeah, mine's
or
40, 50.
guy that says he spent lifetime over $500,000 on
I
his
believe it.
equipment is just it's so much fucking money.